Listen to me. Lean in close and hear what your soul has been trying to tell you. There comes a moment in your life, and maybe that moment is right now, when everything starts to shift. This isn't the chaotic shift of destruction, but the beautiful, powerful, earth-shaking shift of transformation. You can feel it, can't you? It's deep in your soul, like a low hum beneath the surface of your days, a whisper on the wind, a gentle but firm push from behind, a calling that echoes in your quietest moments. All the struggles, all the setbacks, the lonely nights you thought no one saw, the crippling doubt that tried to keep you small, none of it was meaningless. Every single tear, every challenge was a chisel sculpting you. They were preparing you for something far greater than you ever imagined. And I need you to hear me loud and clear. Your life is about to change for the better. How do I know? Because the universe is leaving you clues. There are signs all around you. These are not just coincidences. They're not just random, meaningless events. They are clear, undeniable signals that something bigger, something magnificent is unfolding in your story. And if you have the courage to recognize these signs and lean into them, I promise you, you will step into a new season of your life. A season of abundance, of unshakable purpose, and of unstoppable growth. The first sign, you feel more discomfort than usual. There comes a point in life when the very ground beneath your feet, everything that once felt familiar and safe, begins to shift. You wake up in the morning with an unsettling feeling. It's not fear, it's not anxiety, it's something deeper, isn't it? It's a profound, unshakable knowing that the life you've been living is no longer enough. The routine that once brought you comfort now feels like a cage, suffocating the real you. The conversations that used to excite you and fill you with energy now seem hollow and empty. The dreams you once chased with all your heart, they now feel too small, like a coat you've outgrown, for the person you are becoming. You find yourself questioning everything: your job, your relationships, your daily habits. But let me tell you something crucial, something you need to burn into your memory. That discomfort isn't a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something is changing. It is the sound of your soul rejecting the version of yourself that you've outgrown. True, authentic growth never comes from comfort. It is born from that restless, agitating feeling that whispers deep within you, there's more for you. Think of this discomfort as the fertile soil from which your new life will sprout. It is the birthplace of transformation. It forces you to see your life not as it is, but as it could be, seeing it with new, clear eyes. Maybe you've been tolerating things you know you shouldn't. Maybe, just maybe, you've settled for less than the incredible life you deserve. Perhaps you've been living in a way that's convenient, that's easy, but not truly fulfilling. And now, life is intentionally making you uncomfortable because it's pushing you, guiding you, propelling you towards something so much bigger. Think about it. When a mother bird knows her baby is ready to fly, she makes the nest uncomfortable. She stops feeding it the way she used to. She nudges it toward the terrifying edge, not because she wants to hurt it, but because she knows, with every fiber of her being, that it's ready for more. That is exactly what is happening to you right now. The comfort that once kept you safe has now become the barrier holding you back. You are meant for something bigger, and that means taking a courageous step into the unknown. But here's the problem, and I see it all the time. Most people mistake this profound discomfort for failure. They get lost in the questions, why do I feel this way? Why does nothing excite me anymore? And instead of embracing the discomfort as a guide, they run from it. They numb themselves with endless distractions, scrolling through feeds, binge-watching shows, anything to silence the call. They cling desperately to old habits and stay in places they've long outgrown, all because they're terrified of what comes next. But let me ask you this. If a snake never sheds its skin, what happens? It suffocates. It dies, trapped in the very thing that was meant to protect it. And you, right now, you are being called to shed an old version of yourself. If you resist this process, if you choose to stay where it's comfortable, you will never step into the person you were born to be. This discomfort is a messenger knocking at your door. It's trying to tell you something vital. It's trying to wake you up. If you ignore it, that knock will only grow louder. It will start to show up in ways you can't ignore, in frustration, in bone-deep exhaustion, even in physical illness. Your body and your mind are always speaking to you. The real question is, are you listening? Every great change in history, personal or global, began with discomfort. Every single successful person you admire has felt exactly what you're feeling right now. They reached a point where they knew, deep in their bones, that they couldn't stay the same. They had to evolve. They had to leave certain people behind. They had to risk everything they had to chase something greater. And now, it's your turn. Most people crave comfort more than they crave growth. They pray for change, but then they resist the very process that brings it. They want success, but they don't want to endure the discomfort that is the price of admission. But let me tell you something, growth is uncomfortable. Changing your habits is uncomfortable. Letting go of toxic relationships is uncomfortable. Stepping into your God-given purpose is uncomfortable. But you have to decide, right here, right now, do you want comfort or do you want transformation? Because I promise you, you can't have both. You can either stay in the life that feels safe but is utterly stagnant, or you can take a leap of faith into the unknown and trust that this discomfort is a sign you're on the right path. Think back to every major breakthrough in your own life. I guarantee it was preceded by discomfort. The heartbreak that shattered you but ultimately made you stronger. The job loss that felt like the end of the world but forced you to finally chase your real dreams. The setback that led to your greatest comeback. In the moment, it was agonizingly painful, but looking back you realize it was necessary. It was the catalyst that propelled you forward. And that is what's happening to you now. That restless feeling inside you isn't a problem to be solved. It's an invitation to rise, to step up, and to stop settling for less than what you were created for. Here's the truth. If you're feeling uncomfortable right now, congratulations. It means you're growing. It means you're standing on the edge of something powerful and life-altering. It means you're being prepared for the next level in your life. So the only question that matters is, will you embrace it or will you run from it? Most people choose to run. They make excuses. They tell themselves it's not the right time. They wait for things to get easier. But listen to me, growth doesn't wait for convenience. The life you truly want isn't going to politely show up only when you feel ready. It's going to demand that you take action before you feel prepared. It's going to require faith, raw courage, and a willingness to be radically uncomfortable, and I get it. Change is scary. Letting go is hard. Walking away from the familiar feels like losing a part of yourself. But what if, just what if, everything you've ever wanted is waiting for you on the other side of that discomfort? What if the dream life you've been praying for is already here, waiting for you, but you have to be bold enough to step into it? Fear will scream at you to stay where it's safe. Doubt will whisper in your ear, but what if you fail? But I want you to ask yourself a bigger, better question. What if this discomfort is the exact launchpad you need to rocket you into a life beyond anything you have ever imagined? So let me challenge you right now. Lean into the discomfort. Stop resisting it. Stop running from it. Instead, ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? Maybe it's telling you it's finally time to change careers. Maybe it's telling you to leave that toxic relationship that has been draining your spirit. Maybe it's telling you to finally take that massive risk you've been avoiding for years. Whatever it is, do not ignore it. The longer you ignore it, the more unbearable it will become. Until one day you wake up and realize you've wasted years avoiding the very thing that was meant to set you free. You were not created to live a life of stagnation. You were not meant to settle. You are here for a magnificent purpose, and that purpose requires you to grow, to evolve, to step into the next most powerful version of yourself. And right now, life is giving you a choice. Stay where it's comfortable and live the same story over and over again, or embrace the discomfort and step into your breakthrough. This is not the end. This is the beginning. The discomfort you feel is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you are on the verge of something truly life-changing. And I promise you, if you have the courage to push through, if you find the strength to keep going, one day you'll look back and realize this was the moment your life changed forever. Now for the second sign, and this one can cut deep. You're losing people you thought would stay forever. There comes a moment in this journey of transformation when you look around and you realize the people who once stood beside you, the ones you built forts with, the ones you shared your deepest secrets with, they are no longer there. It's a silence where laughter used to be. An empty chair at the table. Maybe they walked away quietly, a slow fade into the background of your life. Maybe you had to make the gut-wrenching decision to let them go. Or maybe, most confusingly of all, you simply outgrew them, or they outgrew you. Like two ships that were once sailing side by side, but are now being pulled by different currents toward different horizons. And no matter how it happens, it hurts. It can feel like something is being brutally ripped away from you, like a part of your own history, a piece of your past, is slipping right through your fingers. And no matter how hard you try to clench your fist and hold on, you can't stop it. You find yourself lying awake at night, replaying every conversation, questioning everything. Was the connection even real? Did they ever truly care? Or was I just a stop along their way? Was I just blind to the signs all along? But I need you to hear this, and I mean really hear this. When people leave your life, it is not always a loss. Sometimes it is a sign that you are evolving, a sign that your journey is taking you to sacred ground where they were never meant to walk. Losing people is never easy, but you have to understand this fundamental truth of life. Everyone in your life has an expiration date. Some people are meant to be with you for a lifetime, but others, they are only meant to be with you for a season, here to teach you a lesson, to share a chapter. And when that season ends, no matter how beautiful it was, they have to go. I know it doesn't feel fair. It doesn't feel right. You gave them your precious time, your unconditional love, your finite energy. You saw a future with them in it. You thought they would be there, cheering you on from the front row when you finally win. But what if I told you that losing them is exactly what needed to happen? What if their absence isn't an emptiness, but a clearing? What if their departure is making the necessary room for something and someone far greater to enter your life? The searing pain you feel right now is not a punishment, it is preparation. It's life's training ground, preparing you for the next level, because not everyone can handle the altitude of where you are headed. Some people were only equipped to walk with you to a certain point on the mountain, and once you pass that point, they must begin their descent while you keep climbing. The hardest part is that our instinct is to try and hold on. We fight for relationships that are already over. We beg people to stay, even when the energy between you has gone cold and silent. But let me tell you something, when someone wants to leave, you let them go. If someone is pulling away, you open your hands and let them. Because the truth is, if they were meant to be in your future, they wouldn't be walking away from you in your present. You cannot force people to stay who are no longer aligned with your destiny. I know it hurts. I know it makes you feel like there must be something wrong with you. But trust me when I say there is nothing wrong with you. You are simply evolving. And when you evolve, the people around you have two choices. They either grow with you or they will fall away. Think about it. Every time you've lost someone, haven't you, in the quiet aftermath, gained something invaluable? Maybe you lost a friend who constantly drained you, but you found a profound sense of peace. Maybe you lost a relationship that made you feel small, but in its absence, you finally found yourself. Maybe you lost people who were holding you back with their doubt and negativity, and you finally had the open space to grow into the magnificent person you were always meant to be. Life has a divine way of removing what is no longer needed. The problem is, we don't always understand why in the moment. We think we need those people. We think we won't survive without them. But then one day, we wake up and realize we're still here. We're still breathing, and somehow we are even stronger than before. The reason it hurts so much is because you attached your very identity to those people. You saw yourself reflected in their eyes, and now that they're gone, you feel lost, incomplete. But hear me now. You are not incomplete. You are not broken. You are simply stepping into a version of yourself that no longer requires their presence to feel whole. And that is powerful. Because when you stop looking for validation from people who chose to leave, you start discovering your own immeasurable worth. You start walking differently, thinking differently. You stop waiting for people to approve of your growth, and you start embracing it fiercely for yourself. And I get it, some of these people weren't just anyone. They were your closest friends, your confidants, your family. They were the ones you thought would always be there, no matter what. But sometimes, the people closest to you are the ones who hold you back the most. Sometimes, the ones you love with all your heart are the very ones keeping you from stepping into your full potential. Why? Because not everyone wants to see you grow. Not everyone is happy when you start to change. Some people liked you better when you were struggling. Some people liked you better when you needed them. And the moment you start rising, the moment you start demanding more from life, they start pulling away. It's painful, but it's necessary. Because the more you grow, the more you see with absolute clarity who is truly for you. Real friends don't disappear when you change. They evolve with you. Real love doesn't fade when you become more of yourself. It deepens. The people who are truly meant for you will celebrate your growth, not be threatened by it. And if someone leaves because you're becoming a better, stronger version of yourself, then with tears in your eyes but strength in your heart, you let them go. Because what's meant for you will never require you to shrink. It will never require you to stay the same. It will never, ever require you to dim your magnificent light just to keep someone else comfortable. So let me ask you, and be honest with yourself, are you mourning people who were never meant to stay? Are you holding on to the ghosts of relationships that have already ended? It is time to release them. It's time to trust that if they were meant for you, they would still be here. And since they are not, then something greater is coming. You don't have to chase people. You don't have to convince anyone of your worth. The right people will recognize it without a word. The right people will stay, and those who don't, they were never a part of your true destiny to begin with. This is not the end. This is a new, beautiful beginning. The loss you're feeling is making space for something greater. The pain you're experiencing is shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. So don't fight it. Don't resist it. Accept it. Let it transform you. Because one day you'll look back and realize the people who left were never supposed to stay. And the people who stayed, they were the ones who truly mattered all along. And that brings us to the third sign. You keep seeing the same message everywhere. Life has a strange, almost magical way of speaking to you when you're on the verge of something new. It doesn't scream, not at first. It whispers. It whispers through patterns, through repetition, through messages that seem to follow you no matter where you go. At first, you might brush it off as a simple coincidence. A quote you've never noticed before suddenly keeps popping up on your social media feed, in a book you randomly opened, on a billboard you drive past every day. A specific phrase or word keeps appearing in books, in songs, in conversations with complete strangers. Everywhere you turn, the same words, the same idea seem to be staring right back at you. And it makes you pause. It makes you wonder, Is this just random, or is something greater trying to get my attention? Listen to me. This is not a coincidence. This is not just some random occurrence. This is life, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, trying to tell you something important. When the same message keeps showing up, it means there's something you desperately need to hear, something you need to understand on a soul level before you can take your next step. Because when you're about to level up, when you're about to walk into something bigger than yourself, the world starts dropping you hints. It starts nudging you over and over and over again, trying to prepare you for what's coming. But the big question is, are you paying attention? Or are you brushing off these cosmic breadcrumbs, telling yourself they don't mean anything? Are you ignoring the patterns, convincing your logical mind they're just in your head? Because the truth is, most people don't listen. They see the signs, they hear the messages, but they don't act. They don't take the time to stop and ask themselves, why does this keep showing up in my life? What am I being called to do? What change am I being asked to make? So they stay comfortable, they stay stuck, and they miss the very thing that was meant to guide them forward, but not you. You wouldn't be here right now hearing this if you weren't meant to finally receive this message. If you've been seeing the same signs, if a specific message keeps finding its way to you, it is time to stop ignoring it. It's time to stop dismissing it as just another coincidence. You are being guided towards something magnificent, and it's time to start listening. These messages don't appear for no reason. They show up when you're ready, when something deep inside you is shifting, when you're standing at a crossroads in your life, and the universe is trying to push you in the right direction. Maybe you keep seeing a quote about courage, about taking risks, about stepping out of your comfort zone. And deep down, in that quiet place within you, you know you've been hesitating. You know you've been holding yourself back, waiting for the perfect moment that never seems to come. Well, guess what? The moment is now. The sign you've been waiting for is already here. The message keeps repeating itself because you need to hear it, because you need to act on it, because your future is waiting for you to make a move. Or maybe the message you keep seeing is about letting go. Maybe life has been gently, and now not so gently, trying to tell you that you need to release something or someone that is no longer meant for you. But you've been resisting, haven't you? You've been clinging to what's familiar, even though deep down you know it's not serving you anymore. And so the message keeps showing up, appearing in front of you, getting louder and louder, until you have no choice but to listen. Because sometimes life doesn't let you ignore what you need to do. Sometimes it keeps knocking on your door until you finally open it. And here's the thing, you don't have to understand everything right now. You don't have to have all the answers. But you do need to trust that these messages are not random. They are guiding you. They are leading you to a version of yourself that is waiting to be unlocked. And the more you ignore them, the longer you delay your own growth. But the moment you start paying attention, the moment you pause and ask, why does this message keep showing up? What is it trying to tell me? That's when everything starts to shift. Because here's the truth. The universe doesn't waste its time. It doesn't send signs for no reason. If something keeps showing up in your life, it's because you are meant to do something with it. Maybe it's your sign to take that leap of faith. Maybe it's your permission to walk away from something that no longer serves you. Maybe it's your cosmic nudge to stop doubting yourself and start believing that you are ready for the next level. Whatever it is, deep down, you already know. You've just been waiting for confirmation. Well, here it is. This is your confirmation. This is your sign. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop convincing yourself that you need more time. The message keeps appearing because the time is now. The version of you that you are becoming is waiting for you to step into it. And the only thing standing in your way is your own fear. But hear me. You are ready. You wouldn't be seeing these signs if you weren't. You wouldn't be feeling this pull if you weren't meant to move. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to ignore it? Pretend you didn't hear this message like you don't know what it means? Or are you going to take action? Are you going to trust that life is leading you towards something better, even if you can't see the full picture yet? Because the truth is, when you finally listen, when you finally follow the signs, that's when your life starts to change. That's when everything begins to align. That's when you step into the future that was always meant for you. And let me tell you something. Once you start paying attention, you'll never see life the same way again. You'll realize the answers were always there, right in front of you. That life was always trying to speak to you, that you were never lost, you just weren't listening. But now you know, now you see, now you understand that every message, every sign, every repeated phrase, it was all leading you right here to this moment. And now it's time to take the next step. Because your future is waiting, and it's waiting for you to say yes. Now brace yourself for the next sign, because it might be the very season you are in right now. It's when the tests become harder than ever before. It's like the world is pushing you to your absolute limit, stretching you further than you ever thought possible, making you question on a daily, sometimes hourly basis, whether you even have the strength to keep going. And I need you to listen to me. That is not by accident. That is not a coincidence. The moment you're about to step into a new, magnificent chapter of your life, the challenges become greater, the pressure intensifies, the obstacles that rise before you seem bigger, more insurmountable than anything you've faced before. Why? Because life wants to know, are you really ready for what's coming? Listen. You don't get to the next level of a game without facing the final boss. You don't step into greatness without first proving that you can handle the immense weight of it. And right now, if it feels like everything is coming against you, if it feels like you just can't catch a break, if it feels like no matter how hard you try, some invisible force is always pulling you back, it's because you are standing on the very verge of something powerful. And the universe, life, God, whatever you believe in, is watching you. It's watching to see if you'll keep going, if you'll keep pushing, if you'll keep fighting through the fire, or if you'll break under the pressure. Because the heartbreaking truth is, most people do break. Most people give up when the test gets too hard. They see the struggle as a sign that maybe they're not meant for more, that maybe they should just stay where they are, that maybe they should just quit. And that is the exact reason why so many people never reach their divine potential. They don't realize that the struggle isn't there to stop them. It's there to strengthen them. It's there to refine them, to shape them, to forge them in fire until they become the person they need to be in order to handle what's coming next. The version of you that will step into that next chapter, that version isn't weak. That version isn't plagued by doubt. That version does not crumble under pressure. That version is resilient. That version is built for the incredible life that's waiting on the other side of this test. So I need you to hear me. This moment you're in right now, this brutal battle you're facing, it's not here to destroy you. It's here to reveal you. It's here to show you and the world what you are truly made of. Because when you push through, when you refuse to break, when you look adversity in the eye and refuse to give up, that's when everything shifts. That's when you prove that you are ready for more. And that's when life starts moving things in your favor, because life always rewards those who refuse to quit. I know it's hard. I know you're tired. I know you're wondering why it has to be this difficult, why every single day feels like an uphill battle, why just when you take one step forward, something viciously pulls you 2 steps back. But the people who succeed, the people who rise, the ones who step into greatness, they are the ones who keep moving even when it hurts. They understand that the test is a sacred part of the process. They know that every struggle, every challenge, every setback is preparing them for something greater. Right now, all you might see is the pain, the frustration, the soul-deep exhaustion. But I promise you, one day you'll look back at this moment and realize it was building you. It was molding you. It was turning you into the person you needed to be. Every great story has a moment of struggle. The difference between those who make it and those who do not is simple. The ones who make it keep going. They refuse to let the pain stop them, and I need you to do the same. Stop looking at this test as a punishment and start seeing it for what it is, preparation. Life isn't trying to break you. It's trying to see if you're really ready for what you've been asking for. Every time you pray for more, every time you set your sights on something bigger, life doesn't just hand it to you. It asks you to prove you can handle it. So if you're being tested more than ever, it means something big is coming. It means you are on the edge of a breakthrough. So what are you going to do? Are you going to let this test convince you that you're not strong enough? Or are you going to stand up, dig deep, and keep moving forward? Because I promise you, if you don't quit, you will step into something greater than you ever imagined. And that leads directly to the fifth sign, a crucial survival tool for this very trial. There comes a time in your life when you start to feel different in a way that's impossible to ignore. It's like you wake up one day and something inside you has fundamentally shifted. The things that used to excite you no longer hold the same weight. The conversations that once entertained you now feel profoundly draining. The people you used to spend all your time with, suddenly their energy just doesn't sit right with you. You feel this overwhelming need to pull back, to create space, to guard yourself in a way you never have before. And that is not you being distant. That is not you being selfish. That is growth. That is self-preservation. That is the sign that your life is about to change. Because when you start protecting your energy, you are sending a powerful message to the world that you finally value yourself enough to stop letting anything and anyone drain you. You're recognizing that your peace is priceless. You're understanding that not everyone deserves access to the sacred space of your inner world. And that shift, that realization, it is powerful. Most people spend their entire lives giving their energy away to the wrong things, the wrong people, the wrong situations that don't serve them, all because they're afraid to set boundaries. But not you. Not anymore. You're waking up to the fact that your energy is sacred, that who you allow into your space determines the entire direction of your life. And when you start filtering out the negativity, when you start being intentional about where you invest your precious time, that's when your life starts moving in a new, beautiful direction. I know it's not easy. It hurts to realize you've outgrown relationships. It feels isolating when you no longer fit in the same spaces you once did. But your comfort zone will keep you stuck. You're feeling more protective of your energy. Life is trying to elevate you. It's trying to pull you out of environments that are holding you back. Every time you level up, you will lose something. You will lose people who can't match your energy. You will lose interest in things that no longer align with your growth. But that's not a loss. That's a blessing. Every time you choose yourself, every time you prioritize your peace, you are making space for something better to enter. This is about recognizing your energy is your greatest asset. You will never have the clarity, the strength, or the focus to step into the life that's waiting for you if you keep giving it away to the wrong people. Every successful person who has ever stepped into greatness had to learn how to protect their energy. So if you feel that need to pull back, to spend more time alone, don't fight it. That's your intuition guiding you. That's your soul telling you it's time for a shift. The right people will understand and support your growth. The ones who get offended, they are the ones who benefited from your lack of boundaries. I know it can feel lonely, but trust me, you are not alone. You are aligning. You are making space for the right people and opportunities to find you, and that happens when you stand firm and say, I deserve better. When you protect your energy, your whole life changes. You start to see things more clearly, you feel lighter, you attract better because you are no longer sacrificing your well-being just to keep others comfortable. You are stepping into your power. So today, make a decision. Decide that you are done giving your energy away to things that don't serve you. Choose yourself, honor yourself, respect yourself enough to say, "My peace is my priority." And then watch how everything changes. Watch how your world shifts as you create space for the magnificent life you were always meant to live. And now we arrive at the final signs, the whispers before the triumphant roar of your new reality. Life has a way of whispering before it shouts, and when your life is about to change for the better, one of the first whispers you'll notice is small blessings showing up out of nowhere. They may not be life-altering, not at first. They may not be huge, grand gestures that stop you in your tracks, but they are there. They are subtle, quiet reminders, like love notes from the universe, that something is shifting, that something benevolent is working in your favor. Maybe you receive a call with the perfect advice at just the right time. Maybe an opportunity you thought was long gone suddenly lands in your lap when you least expect it. Maybe someone you haven't spoken to in years suddenly reaches out with the exact words your soul needed to hear. Or maybe it's even smaller, even more intimate, like finding money in an old coat pocket on a day you felt broke, like getting a parking spot right in front of where you need to be when you were already late, like a stranger smiling at you with genuine warmth in a way that makes you feel truly seen. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. These are signs that the universe, that God, that life itself is moving the pieces on the board in your favor. Because before the big life-altering blessings arrive, life will test you with the small ones. It will see if you are paying attention. It will see if you recognize them, if you appreciate them, if you can acknowledge them for what they truly are, tangible evidence that change is already happening. Most people overlook them. They dismiss them as luck, as random moments, as things too small to matter. But you can feel it, can't you? You can sense that something is different, that these little blessings aren't just random. They are breadcrumbs, leading you somewhere beautiful. They are preparing you for something bigger. And when you start noticing them, when you start feeling a deep, profound gratitude for them, you're sending a powerful message back to the universe. I see you, I hear you, I'm ready. And that is when the real doors begin to fly open. Because when you focus on these small blessings, when you celebrate them, you shift your entire energetic frequency. You step out of a mindset of lack and into a glorious mindset of abundance. You start expecting good things instead of constantly fearing the worst. And that expectation, that powerful belief, is the very thing that accelerates the change. It's the magnet that attracts more blessings, bigger blessings, the kind that will transform your life in ways you have never imagined. If you ignore these moments, if you brush them off, if you keep waiting for something bigger before you allow yourself to feel grateful, you're missing the entire point. Life rewards those who recognize and appreciate the gifts they are already holding. Even the smallest things are working in your favor, guiding you towards something greater. And that leads to the next sign, the one that comes from within. Sometimes, before anything on the outside changes, you just know something big is coming. It's not logic. It's not something you can explain with facts or figures. It's just a feeling deep inside your soul, a knowing. You wake up with this unshakable sense that something is shifting, that life is about to take a dramatic turn. And even though nothing in your 3D reality looks different yet, even though there's no visible proof, you trust it, you believe it. Because that feeling, that deep certainty isn't random. It's not wishful thinking. It's life preparing you from the inside out. It's a signal that things are already moving behind the scenes, that the miracle is already in motion. I know it can be confusing. You might still be in the same job, dealing with the same struggles, waiting on the breakthrough you've been praying for. But deep down, something inside you has already shifted. It's as if your soul already knows what's coming before your mind can catch up. And this is where faith is forged. The world around you might scream that nothing is happening. It might try to make you doubt yourself, to question if what you're feeling is even real. But your intuition is not lying to you. That sense that something big is on its way means the doors are already opening. The shift has already begun, even if you can't see it yet. The challenge is holding on to that belief when nothing seems to be changing. Most people lose faith here, but you cannot afford to let doubt steal your breakthrough. That knowing inside you is real. It's your call to prepare. It is your sign to keep going, to keep pushing, to trust that every ounce of your effort and patience is leading you somewhere divine. This is your divine alignment. You are standing on the edge of something great, but you have to hold on. You have to keep believing, even when nothing around you makes sense. So if you feel that pull, that unshakable sense that something big is coming, listen to it. That feeling is proof that your transformation is already happening. It's confirmation that you're moving in the right direction. And now the only question is, what will you do with it? Will you let fear talk you out of your own destiny, or will you trust yourself and step boldly into what's waiting for you? Because what's coming is bigger than you think. It's greater than you can imagine. And the reason you feel it so deeply is because, on a spiritual level, it's already yours. Which brings us to the final, most important sign of all. You're taking action instead of waiting. There comes a point when the waiting is over, when you stop looking for the right time, the perfect moment, or a sign from the heavens that's big enough to silence all your doubts. You stop making excuses. You stop overthinking. You stop asking for permission to go after the life you know you were meant for. Something ignites inside of you. Instead of hesitating, you start moving. Instead of questioning if you're ready, you take the first terrifying step. Instead of just hoping your life will change, you become the unstoppable force that changes it. This is the moment when you finally realize that waiting is a slow death for your dreams. The fear of failing is no longer greater than the agonizing fear of staying the same. You finally understand that clarity comes from action, not from overanalyzing. Growth comes from doing, not from waiting. Every single person who has ever transformed their life had to take a step before they felt ready. They had to start before they had all the answers. And now, it is your turn. No more stalling, no more standing on the sidelines, watching others step into the life you know you are capable of living. No more waiting for confidence to magically appear. You build confidence by doing. No more waiting for perfect conditions. There is no perfect moment, only the one you choose to act in. Life rewards movement. It rewards effort. It rewards the people who refuse to wait for permission to chase what they were meant for. And now, the only question left is, will you take the first step? Or will you keep waiting for another sign when deep down you already know it's time? Everything you've been feeling, everything you've been experiencing, everything that has pushed you to this very moment, it has all been leading you here. The discomfort was the earthquake to shatter old foundations. The loss was the clearing of the land for new growth. The signs were the blueprints. The tests were the forging of your strength. The shift in your energy was you becoming the architect of your new life. It hasn't been random. It has been preparing you. It has been shaping you. It has been positioning you for what's next. And now it is up to you. Will you step forward, or will you stay the same? Will you trust what life has been showing you, or will you let fear convince you to hold back? Because the truth is, your breakthrough won't come from waiting. It will come from you deciding right now in this moment that you are ready, because you are. You wouldn't feel this pull, this urgency, this shift in your soul if you weren't meant to rise to the next level. You would not be here hearing these words if you weren't ready to take the leap. So this is your wake-up call. This is your sign. This is the ultimate confirmation you have been waiting for. You don't need more time. You don't need more proof. You just need to start. You just need to trust. You just need to take that first step, knowing that everything you want is already waiting for you on the other side of your fear. So I'm asking you to stand up, spiritually, emotionally, and if you can, physically. Stand up, step forward, walk boldly into what is next, because your time isn't coming, it is here. Your breakthrough isn't far away, it is happening now. And your future, it is not something you wait for, it is something you create. This is your moment. Do not let it pass you by.